Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Spring Porter with Spring Solutions LLC. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 reasons why creditors may not recover the debtor's unclaimed funds. If you're interested in learning a little bit about that, please stay tuned. Please note that I am not an attorney. This information is not indicated as legal advice. If you have not subscribed to my channel and you're watching all of my videos, please subscribe. I would really appreciate that. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe or to like, comment on my content. I would really appreciate that. Hi everyone, thanks again for tuning into my channel. So as I mentioned, this particular video, I'm going to be talking about why creditors don't pursue unclaimed funds where the debtor is getting money back. So in the Bankruptcy Code, it does state that all parties to a case can actually object to the debtor receiving their unclaimed funds. I have not had a creditor object to my application for unclaimed funds, but they can do it. And a lot of them don't, and I believe it to be for these reasons. And this is my professional opinion. The first reason being is that all debt expires. So in Maryland, for example, and every state has their own time frame and statute of limitations for expired debt. In Maryland, you have to sue someone for a written contract. If they're not paying you, you have 3 years to sue them. So in that 3-year period, you need to be calling them, emailing them, sending out letters, either trying to do a lawsuit, a promissory note, a judgment. Something needs to happen where you're able to collect that debt. If you're outside of that 3-year period and it runs out, you can no longer legally collect that debt. And if you have a judgment in Maryland, it's only good for 12 years. So for that 12-year period, you're trying to find assets, you're trying to do a garnishment. So at the point that a debtor or a company files for bankruptcy to get rid of those calls and, the garnishments, repossessions, all this timetable has gone by already. They've already had so many years or months to basically use up. So at the point where there's a bankruptcy case and there's money owed to the debtor, the timetable for statute of limitations on collecting the money is already expired. So they're no longer able to go after that money legally. That's one reason. Number two, and I know this firsthand, is that all debt can be written off. Especially working in a credit union, I saw this firsthand. If you had called an individual so many times, it was an insignificant amount, let's say, I don't know, $3,000 and under, we would write off certain debt. We knew that we weren't able to get to them. We couldn't find out where they worked, or they no longer worked there. They weren't making payments. And it wasn't worth pursuing, giving it to a third party with having no information. So we would just write it off. And this is a missed opportunity. When you're writing off debt, you're basically putting a zero balance and you're writing uncollectible, depending on which software or whatever the collection agency uses. But the missed opportunity is over time, if you were to add up how much money is actually written off where you could have gone after unclaimed money in a bankruptcy case, there would be so many more recoveries that department could use and that could have that extra money at the end of the month or the year. And they just, again, lack of knowledge. And it's just something that, it's not really looked into. Anytime you see a bankruptcy case and there's a number and it says, the federal United States bankruptcy court, that's intimidating for a lot of people, and they would rather have the lawyers do it. The lawyers are not always well versed in these types of things. So it's just a missed opportunity all the way around. Bankruptcy unclaimed funds collection departments is the low man on the totem pole in lenders and credit unions, and they're more concerned with regular, active, everyday cases, to be honest. Another reason is that the creditor may not get their full amount. Let's say they had someone, a debtor, owed $3,000 on a credit card. Depending on what bankruptcy case they filed and what happens in that case, that $3,000 debt could be reduced to zero, or it could be reduced to $250. And maybe that particular creditor is like, it's not even worth having to pay a lawyer to go after the money to bring, to recover this. And maybe they don't know enough about it. Again, they're not thinking long term over like how many cases where they could be recovering. Maybe they're only focused with that particular case. And again, missed opportunity on them. And this is where we come in. We could educate them. If they really understood it, they would take advantage of it. Another reason is that maybe they're not aware of it. Third-party collection agencies and collection departments are notorious for having high turnover. So maybe, they moved, they had different addresses. No one is following up on bankruptcy unclaimed funds in the creditors' offices. They're not concerned. Again, it's expired, it's bankruptcy. They're like, I don't even understand it, just let it go. And then they're overworked too. The lawyers' offices that we had, I know when I first started, I was like, look at all these people on this list. Why haven't you tried to garnish them? Why didn't you serve them here? I found out where they worked on Facebook. They're just not, poor case management and lack of understanding, to be honest, is why the creditors typically don't go after it, or the debt could have expired. So I hope that this information is helpful to you. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.